Located in the Indonesian island of Java, Borobudur is the largest Buddhist monument in the world. Although not much of Borobudur's ancient history is known, historians say a king of the Shailendra dynasty began its construction around 800 AD. He later turned Borobudur over to the Buddhist monks. The Shailendra dynasty was cousins with the Chandela dynasty, whose roots was in India and the Hindu religion. The Shailendra dynasty eventually moved to Indonesia, bringing with them small Hindu influences, which can be found in Borobudur's symbolic structure. Borobudur has a certain extraordinaire to it. 2 million andesite stones, or volcanic rocks, stand 42 meters high and 123 meters wide. The structure contains no inner rooms, rather only a 3-mile-long outdoor pathway wraps around its step pyramid shape. Full of imagery along the way, this outdoor path has led many Buddhist monks on their symbolic journey of enlightenment to the top of this glorious structure. From its beginning 1,200 years back through its 100 years of past use, to its rediscovery almost 200 years ago, and the current restoration efforts, Borobudur is a beautiful structural symbol of Buddhist life. It's no wonder that some consider Borobudur the 8th wonder of the world. Borobudur can be technically termed as the mountain which is terraced in successive stages, or more generally, kings of the accumulation of earth. These translations bring the meaning of the word Borobudur in full circle, for the dynasty that built it, Shailendra, is translated to King of the Mountains. Borobudur is labeled as a candi. A candi is an Indonesian word referencing to any monument dating back to the ancient classical period of Indonesian history, particularly in Java, Sumatra, and Bali. The religions of Hinduism and Buddhism can both be found in Indonesia. Thus, any religious monument found in Indonesia, whether it is of one religion or the other, may be known as a candi. However, most Hindu candi sanctuaries were built by a ruler to propagate a memory of his own life, whereas most Buddhist candi sanctuaries were built on the acts of faith, particularly Mahayana Buddhism in central Java, where Borobudur is found. Nonetheless, it can be said that because both religions flourished in the same general area of Indonesia, each had small influences upon each other. Most of the candi sanctuaries in Indonesia were built on hillsides. Borobudur, the largest of all the candi, rests on an artificial hill. The structure built upon the hill consists of a series of stone steps leading to the top where an offering or worshipping platform is found. Another common feature of a candi is the lack of congregational space within the structure. There is no doubt that the candi structures were used for Hindu and Buddhist worshipping. However, the worship ceremonies that included large crowds usually involved a processional walk to the site of the candi and then a gathering around the base of it, where maybe a few individuals were able to enter the outer chambers. It is not rare to find within the courtyards of the candi repositories for the cremated remains of a mortal person. It has been rumored that Buddha's remains were buried within the site of Borobudur, but one could never be sure. As to the details of the foundation of Borobudur itself, the step pyramid shape of Borobudur has a total of 9 terrace levels. These 9 levels are split into 3 groups, which each symbolize Buddhism's 3 spiritual phases in a human's levels of existence. The bottom level represents Kamadhatu, the sphere of desire. The sphere of desire is the human world where karma law reigns, deciding man's continuous fate from his daily actions in reaction to materialism and desire for his later reincarnated lives. Kamadhatu consists only of the first of the 9 terraces. The second level represents Rupadhatu, the sphere of form. This sphere is where worldly temptations are conquered. However, man is still bound to worldly name and form here. Rupadhatu consists of 4 of the 9 terrace levels and is square in shape. The third level is Arupadhatu, the sphere of formlessness, which is the highest level of human existence. At this level, according to Buddhists, eternal redemption is attained and one has reached nirvana. This third stage is made of the last 3 terraces and is of circular shape. Perhaps the most intricate and breathtaking details of Borobudur are the first two terrace levels. These levels, known as Kamadhatu and Rupadhatu, have large carved stories and teachings on their stone walls. These stories and teachings are called reliefs, and the decorated walls they create are known as galleries. In all, there are 1,300 relief scenes and 1,212 additional decorative panels on the galleries. Some scholars view this part of the monument as a gigantic textbook of Buddhism. Many of the reliefs depict stories such as the Jatakas of Buddhist lives, the story of Prince Siddhartha, and tales of bodhisattvas. These are meant to outline the Buddhist religion, as well as provoke thought while guiding the pilgrims to the rightful spirit as they proceed the 3-mile path of Borobudur. There are no decorational reliefs found on the top level of Rupadhatu, because this is the stage representing enlightenment, thus nothingness. The outer walls of the relief galleries are decorated with niches, where a life-size Buddha statue sits in a permanent meditation position. There are 432 niches in total. Other than its title of Chandi, Borobudur is considered, under Buddhist interpretation, a stupa. The word stupa is thought to have its derivative in the Sanskrit root stu, meaning to praise, and is a dome-shaped monument used to house Buddhist relics or to commemorate significant facts of Buddhism. The origin of the word may not be Buddhist because it dates back to more than 2000 BC. However, the great Buddha was known to have instructed his disciples to create stupas at crossroads in tribute of special kings, leaders, or teachers. After the death of Buddha, a stupa was raised in his honor, but many great leaders fought for his ashes, and they were redistributed to an assortment of stupas in different locations. To a Buddhist, a stupa signifies the enlightenment the Buddha achieved in his lifetime, and encourages them to strive for the same attainment during their own time in the human realm. 72 stupas adorn the top 3 terraces of Rupadhatu. At the beginning of Borobudur's creation, a Buddha statue could be found in each stupa, sitting in eternal meditation position. However, after many years of wear and reconstruction, the studies of archaeologists conclude that all do not still remain. The very top of Borobudur is one large central stupa, standing 10 meters high, encouraging Buddhists to strive for enlightenment. There are tales that one of the first reconstructivists who made it to the top of Borobudur found a Buddha statue inside this main stupa. However, many times this tale has been deemed untrue, and the majority of archaeologists who've studied Borobudur say the central stupa has always been empty, symbolizing sunyata, or zeroness. Also at the top, over 1,000 handheld clay stupas were found. These are thought to be either some sort of religious souvenirs sold in its prime years of existence, or containers of offerings brought by visiting pilgrims. After its completed construction, it is unknown how long Borobudur was used as a place for Buddhist ceremonies, but many predict that Borobudur was only in use for about the following century. The structure's short life can be explained by a transfer of power from central Java to eastern Java. Once abandoned, the site was slowly covered in jungle growth and volcanic ash. The locals soon lost touch with the significance of a Chandi, and due to this misunderstanding became superstitiously fearsome and apprehensive about Borobudur, thinking it could be the cause of local hauntings and disasters. A book of chronicles from the 18th century recounts 2 haunted situations. The Chronicle of Baba Tanajawi tells the tale of how Borobudur Hill brought tragedy to a rebel who was holding himself within Borobudur's walls against opposing troops. The rebel was eventually surrounded, caught, and executed by the king. Another, the Chronicle of Baba Madaram, tells the story of a young prince of the Yogyakarta Palace. In 1757, there was a ban placed on the palace, forbidding the royalty to visit Borobudur, most likely due to the previous